What's up guys, my name's Brandon and today we're going to be unboxing the brand new white iPhone 12. So I did just do an unboxing of the brand new iPhone 12 Pro in both the blue and the gold color, which I absolutely loved, and I'll be comparing this white iPhone 12 to those. So if you want to check that video out, that unboxing, that is linked up in the cards and down in the description below. But like I said, this is going to be the white iPhone 12, the regular iPhone 12 unboxing. I think a lot of people got the blue colorway, myself included. It's right here. That will be in a separate video, but white is probably going to be my go-to just because I think it's going to be a little less common and it also looks very, very clean and nice. So anyway, as you can see here, the box this year is a lot smaller than it has been in previous years. And that of course is due to Apple not including a charging block or the earphones. So you don't have the earpods or the charging block. So let's go ahead and unbox this white iPhone 12 here. So let's go ahead and take off the peel tab right there. Apple makes it super simple for us. And the box is just going to simply come off just like so. And there is the white. And actually that looks a little bit different than I expected. So I didn't really look at these in the store. I kind of just wanted to be surprised when I unboxed these, and hopefully I'm doing that for you guys as well because it looks a little bit different than I expected here. So it is white, but it doesn't seem to be as pure of a white as I expected. It's more of like a creamy white almost. So let me go ahead and compare this to something like the new 2020 iPhone SE, which is over here on the left. And you can see compared to the iPhone 12 here on the right, the iPhone SE is like a really pure, almost like a pearl white. But you can see here that the iPhone 12 is more of like a cream. It's a little bit more white than a cream, but it has that type of texture to it, that type of color to it. So that is very interesting. And like I said, I didn't look at these in the store, so this is a surprise to me as well. So very interesting color there. And you can see there that the edges over here have that little bit of a darker shade as well. So before on devices like the iPhone SE, we had a silver frame. But you can see here the frame on the iPhone 12 is not quite silver. It's maybe like a deep silver, but it looks very interesting, a very unique color, which is one of the big reasons I wanted to get white in the first place. But man, this is even more unique than I thought it would. It doesn't look like any other white color that I've seen on an iPhone in the past, which is a good thing. It just kind of surprised me that it wasn't like a pearl white like we saw with the iPhone SE earlier this year and also with like the iPhone 11 as well. And then inside of the box, you can see here we have our USB-C to Lightning cable. So we do not get an adapter, but we do get our USB-C to Lightning. And then we do also have our paperwork right here, which is also very minimal this year. So we have our semi-eject tool, we have our solo Apple sticker, so just one Apple sticker, and we have our instructions right there, warranty information, things like that. So very minimal this year. Apple really is helping with reducing waste in the environment, and also it helps them ship these iPhones out faster to us and load up trucks more efficiently. So they can fit 70% more iPhones on a pallet now because of this small packaging compared to previous years. So also you can see here we have the screen protector that comes on the iPhones. This is also different than it has been in the past. In the past, it was pretty much plastic, but now obviously Apple is really focusing on reducing waste. So we have a paper screen protector here. You can see it actually shows pretty much, I think for pretty much first time iPhone users, what these buttons do. So like the mute switch right here, volume up, volume down, power. Then on the bottom, we have a little icon for the charging, which is for our Lightning port down there. So let's go ahead and take this off. There we go. And that black is a really good accent off of this white color. And I'm still trying to describe this color to you guys. I guess the frame would be considered more of like a silver than anything, but it's just a very unique silver. It doesn't really look like any other color. So I'm going to bring in the iPhone 8 here, which was like the rose gold color. So you can kind of see the difference because it's kind of a hybrid between white and rose gold. That would be how I would describe this color of iPhone 12. So you can see here, obviously it's lighter than the rose gold, and especially on the frame, you can see the difference there. But I'm just trying to give you guys a good understanding of how the white iPhone 12 looks without having to go and see it in person, or maybe you're not in a location where you can see it in person. Hopefully this video will help you figure out if this is something that you want, that fits your aesthetic and something that you would like to use. But anyways, let's go ahead and boot up this iPhone 12 here. Now I did get the 128 gigabyte, which is $879, but that is not the base model. So the base model iPhone 12 this year is going to cost $829, and that's going to be a 64 gigabyte variant. So it goes $829 for 64, $879 for 128, which is what I have here, and then $979 for 256 gigabytes. So I think the 128 gigabytes should be what everybody gets. I really do not recommend 64 gigabytes, especially for just $50. You may as well go ahead and, double the storage for $50. It's more than worth it. So $879 is what it's going to cost for what I consider to be the base model and what I recommend to everybody. And once again, we don't get the power adapter or the earpods, which should not be a big deal for most people. However, it is USB-C to Lightning, so some people will have to buy that accessory, that block, which can get for like $10 on Amazon. And before we get into the setup, I just want to talk about this design a little bit more, because just holding it in the hand, it just feels so great. It does not feel like any modern iPhone. It feels like, like the iPhone 5, the iPhone 4, the 4S. It feels like those retro iPhones because of these squared off edges. As you can see, it's not as rounded as previous years. So if I bring in like the iPhone 11 has much more rounded corners, as you can see, and also the volume buttons and things like that don't protrude out as much up from the body as they did on the iPhone 11. So I really like this design. It actually feels better in the hand, in my opinion. Some people think it's more slippery than past years, but I actually think the opposite. I think it's more grippy and just feels better in the hand. It fits to your hand better. The form factor just fits into your hand easier. And this is also the perfect size. So this is a 6.1 inch OLED display. So this is also the first year where the regular 12 is not a worse display than like the Pro models. So last year with the 11, it had an LCD display versus the Pros, which had an OLED display. So there's a big difference in quality. But this year, even the base model iPhone 12 comes with an OLED Super Retina XDR display. So you're gonna have a great experience with this 6.1 inch display here. And it also looks fantastic with these smaller bezels all around as well. And we do also get that A14 Bionic chip inside. So this thing is going to be blazing fast, even compared to the iPhone 11 from last year. So I will be doing a speed test as well. So if you're interested in seeing a speed test between the iPhone 11 and the iPhone 12, I will be doing that. So make sure you guys do subscribe for that video. And then also, if you guys were curious about the Magsafe charger, this does also attach to the back because we do have a magnetic array inside of the iPhone 12 and iPhone 12 Pro this year. So you can pick up Apple's new Magsafe charger for $40. It's, pretty expensive for what it is, but it's still straight from Apple and it works really well. You can pretty much wirelessly charge your phone. It's not entirely wirelessly charging because it is attached to the back of your phone, but it is very nice and it attaches very well. And you can see there, it's not super easy to take off, but it's, very convenient to take off. So I really like the Magsafe charger. That is also an option to consider as well if you are looking for an accessory for your new iPhone 12. But anyways, let's go ahead and go through the setup process very quickly. Now, if you guys want to see a full setup process, like transferring data over and things like that, I will have that video linked in the cards and down in the description below. This video, or this part of the video, is just gonna quickly speed through the setup process, and I wanna show you guys the new wallpapers, and I want to show you guys 5G. I want to see if that's faster than LTE and things like that. So let's go ahead and speed through this setup process right here. And now it's going to activate our phone. We do not need the SIM card in to go through the setup process. It activates via your Apple ID and not the SIM card. So I know some people get confused about that every year. We have our data and privacy screen. We have Face ID. So let's go ahead and do our Face ID scan. This is how we're going to unlock our phone. So if you are coming from a home screen or a home button rather device, Face ID is going to be the way you get into your phone instead of using that home button. So let's go ahead and get started. And we're going to do 2 scans of our face. All right, so we got our 2 scans for Face ID, and now Face ID is set up. So we're going to go ahead and put in our passcode. I'm just going to do zeros for the sake of this video, but you will want to put in your passcode there. And we are not going to transfer apps and data. Like I mentioned, I will have a video showing you guys how to do that later on. So we're going to go ahead and not use the Apple ID either. We're going to go ahead and agree. Of course, you guys can do that if you want to, but of course you can also follow along with my video if you want to do it that way. So we're going to go ahead and set up Hey Siri later. We're just going to go ahead and speed through all these. Here we go. We have a light and dark mode, of course, and we have a zoom if you need to zoom in. And here we go. We are on the home screen now of the brand new iPhone 12. So let's go ahead and first change that wallpaper. I don't like this wallpaper personally. I think it's, been seen a lot of times. I want to get the more unique wallpaper. So you can see the wallpaper that we get for the iPhone 12 on the box right here is going to be the one that we can expect to see inside of our settings. So if we go to live right here, you can see we have all the different colors right here. Of course, like the blue, you can see the blue iPhone 12 box has the blue wallpaper. And of course, for the white, I guess it's going to be this one right here. This is the lightest shade. It doesn't really look white, but I guess it looks good for like an accent off of that white color. So yeah, that looks pretty good there. So that is definitely one thing I would go ahead and change right away. I think that this wallpaper looks a lot better than the one that it ships with. Now this does also ship with iOS 14.1, at least it should. So yeah, iOS 14.1 right there, and you can see iPhone 12 if you were curious about which version this came on. There you go. So I'm gonna go ahead and take my SIM card out of my main phone and do a little 5G speed test. So the SIM card slot is on the bottom left-hand corner this year. So before it was on the right-hand side right here, but now with the iPhone 12, we have a 5G antenna band right there. So that is a 5G antenna if you were wondering what that is. And that is why the SIM card tool or the SIM card slot got moved down to the bottom left-hand corner now. All right, so we're gonna stick the SIM card in right here, and we're gonna go ahead and turn Wi-Fi off so we can go ahead and do a 5G speed test. We're gonna wait for it to say 5G, so you can see up there it says LTE right now. We're gonna wait for that to switch over to 5G. It should not take very long. And I'm not super close to a 5G tower, so I'm not expecting extremely fast speeds. But if you are in a big city, especially if you live downtown like New York City or Dallas, somewhere in a big city, you live downtown near some 5G towers, you will get much better speeds than me. So let's go ahead and go into Safari and do a little speed test. So we're running a speed test here on speedtest.net. You can see we got a 51 ping here, and the download actually wasn't too high. So a 55.7, that's not really much different than LTE to me, which like I said, 5G is going to be a very minimal difference for most people here in 2020. Now in a couple of years, yeah, it's gonna be a lot faster. Right away, like here in 2020, you're not gonna notice a major difference unless you live in a major downtown city and you're right near a 5G tower. So 5G is definitely something that's more for the future. So maybe in 2021, 2022, we'll see a lot better speeds, all around and not just right next to the tower. But as for now, I would not expect crazy fast speeds from 5G if you're just living in a normal area. So you can see there the speeds. I'm getting about 50 download, which is a little bit higher than LTE. That is a little bit higher than I got with LTE. So it is a little bit faster, but you're not going to notice, once again, a very major difference there. Now, as far as the camera, we do not get the LiDAR scanner like we get on the Pro model. So here is the iPhone 12 Pro over here on the left. Here is the 12 on the right. You can see the camera array is a little bit different. We do have, of course, 2 cameras versus 3. And once again, if you guys want to see my unboxing and, I will be doing a speed test between these as well. I will leave all those linked down in the description below. But you can see a slight difference there in the camera bump. But as far as the size of these are pretty much the same. So you can see there, it looks like maybe the iPhone 12 Pro is just a tiny bit taller, but they both have that same 6.1 inch display. So they both have a very similar display. And of course the edges, the frame right here is going to be a little bit different because it is stainless steel on the Pro versus aluminum here on the iPhone 12. So it does not feel quite as premium as the Pro models, but that's to be expected. You're paying a premium for the Pro model, so you would expect to see a more premium finish. But overall, the iPhone 12 feels excellent in the hand. I mean, it does not feel like a cheap phone at all. I mean, it feels very similar to the iPhone 11, but I think it actually feels better than the iPhone 11 because those edges just make it feel, I don't know, just makes it feel fancier, makes it feel better in the hand. And I just like the feel and even the look of the frame better than the iPhone 11. The iPhone 11, these colors kind of made it look not really gimmicky, but a little bit more cheap than it actually is. Whereas the iPhone 12, it sticks with a more, I don't know, more simple frame, more simple colorways. So I really like the iPhone 12. I really like this color once again. Hopefully I give you guys a good, comparison to these colors so you can kind of get a sense of what this color looks like in real life with your own eyes. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much it for the iPhone 12 in white. I hope this video helped you out. I hope you guys like this white color here. Let me know down in the comment below if you got the white colorway or if you wanted to get, a different color. Of course, I do have the blue and the black here as well, which I will be doing separate unboxing videos for. But if you guys like the white, if you're wanting to get the white, let me know your thoughts about this color in general down in the comments below. And of course, make sure you guys subscribe. I have a lot of iPhone 12 content coming throughout this weekend and just all the way into the future until the iPhone 13 comes as well. So make sure you guys subscribe if you have not done so already. But anyways, guys, thanks again for watching, and I'll see you soon.